Something about the birds didn't sit quite right with Cherie Mamou that day. I still wasn't sure if Cherie, who went by the nickname Critter Girl, could actually talk to animals as she claimed, or if she was just having fun with her big city friend. I also hadn't yet stopped exploring a third option, that she was completely off her rocker. It could not be denied that Cherie was visited by odd intuitions from time to time, or that her gut feelings frequently turned out to be correct. She was apt to blame the local wildlife for these instincts, but so what? She was still my best friend. As they say on the bayou, it takes all kinds to make a gumbo. So I paid attention that day when Cherie walked out onto the front deck of my old houseboat/lettering shop, cupped her hand over her eyes, and looked up at the sky with a worried look on her face. We were puttering through Chapitoulas Swamp on our way towards the bayou town of La Paz, and the wintry sky was sullen, moody, and apparently filled with ominous fowl. "I don't see anything except a few gray clouds and a couple birds," I tried. "There is something out there," she called to me, pointing. I followed the line of her finger, but saw nothing of significance. Even so, I begrudgingly turned the giant houseboat in that direction, in deference to just how many times she'd been right about such things. But that didn't mean I had to like it. The swamp was looking in rough shape, even for a swamp. Many of the cypress trees were in the process of going brown and dying, and along the shoreline was the evidence of wilted flowers and receding lily pads. "That way," she insisted, gesturing away from the large channel that led to the town, and instead down one of many twisty side bayous. My cat, Serif, had curled up in my lap. It made steering in the pilot's chair a little difficult, but I didn't mind. His purring was about as loud as the off-board motor. After we'd been on the detour for a minute or two, Critter Girl stuck up a hand for me to stop. I killed the motor, and we drifted there in the slight current. I set the cat down gently, came out on deck and looked up, trying to will myself to see whatever it was that Cherie saw. "Cormorants," she said. To me they looked like ugly, oil-covered geese, but what did I know? "They told me there is some trouble out this way," Cherie insisted. I could definitely hear the large birds honking in what could be interpreted as agitation. They were also flying quite low and seemed to change direction erratically. "All right then, Dr. Dolittle, could they be a little more specific?" I asked. "And if not, maybe we should take their warning. Haven't we had enough trouble for one lifetime?" Cherie shook her head, and before I could stop her, she was at the edge of the boat, preparing to jump.